these bills actually beneficial to the farmers? And then there is a state versus central issues. These bills are supposed to be a state issues, not the central issues, and they're misclassified. They're misclassified as farm bills while they are trade and commerce bills, which has been admitted by the Krishi Minister Tomar on the other day after the meeting. He agreed to that. And then the benefits, Prime Minister is continue to saying that it's benefit of the farmers, while farmers are insisting that these are the benefits of those people, Andani, Ambani, and the group. So they are getting the monopoly out of these bills over the agriculture sector in India. So there is totally disagreement on these issues. So we just want to discuss and look at each other's views, where we stand on this. And then the main concern I also have is the way this, right now, they're stuck in two positions. What happens if they don't move? What's the next thing? You know, I have some concerns about that, you know, when the parties stop negotiating.
Hand at the top there, Kamini ji Khare. She is I know her about 15 years, and she like to bring a big change in India, and she's a master in economics. I respect her a lot, like a family. Bal Sidhu, you have seen that he was an introducer. He's a engineer. He was in IBM in Toronto. Now he's a businessman here. Praveen Syal, the very popular guy, Dr. Praveen Syal, and I heard his name a million times from Inder Singh all the time before. And he can introduce himself there a little bit. Can you please?
Thank you, Gary. I have been involved in the Indian community in Los Angeles for almost the last 45 years, and was with Inder Singh, was the founding founder of the FIA in Southern California. And apart from that, you know, the various organizations, but I call myself more of a activist as well as.
Oh yeah, I'm in the conference now.
Oh, thank you. Next left, Mr. Rajesh Garsali Saab. I met him so many times. Jufika, they try to bring a lot of helping community, and I think Dr. Garsali, you can say something about yourself.
I've been here for 37 years, been active in the community, past president of Karnataka Association and all that. So I'm a US citizen, but back home, I was very strongly involved with Bharatiya Jana Sangh. And then, you know, even Sikh Parivar, I used to recognize all the Sikh leaders, top leaders who came to my store. I used to honor them. And, you know, I did a lot of other things. During emergency also, I was a top student leader, protected a lot of people who were targeted by Indira Gandhi. So, I know, I want harmony between Sanatana Dharmis, that is Sikhs, Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains. That is Sanatana Dharma belongs to everybody. That belongs to Bharat, belongs to them. That is my goal. And whatever is happening in India is not good. We don't want any riots. We don't want any chaos. We want all good things to happen in India.
Well, I graduated in agriculture from Khalsa College, Amritsar. And then I was trained as a landscape architect from the Landscape Institute, London. And living half around the world, working on United Nations funded projects concerning environment and agriculture for many years in many countries. I have retired as an agricultural biologist with the Fresno County Department of Agriculture, which is the world-known, ag county. I live in Madeira with my wife and two children, a daughter who is a medical doctor and a son who is a university professor. I'm a poet, singer, author, blogger, ex-radio host, and a community activist. I'm a past president of Punjabi Sahit Sabha, California. I'm also founding member and past general secretary of Sikh Council of Central California.
Okay. Mr. Amrik Sidhu ji, go ahead a little bit, introduce yourself short. Amrik Sidhu, Haji, go ahead.
I have been in Southern California for almost 32 years, living in this Riverside, San Bernardino counties. Um, Prior to that, I spent 25 years in England. So I am very much in favor of a democracy. Um, I was I'm a retired mechanical engineer by profession from the aerospace. I believe in people. I think people should have a voice in every country. You can't have a democracy in name. It must reflect people's wishes. You can't sort of enact laws and then as a government, you're not a dictator. You're a servant of the people. And if the people say we don't want this, your job is to make it go away.
Okay.
A democracy is where the government is the servant of the people. We have to recognize that. And if that's not done, then things are not going to go well. I worry about what's going to happen in Punjab or in India, and I hope that they're able to bring it to a good conclusion. Politics should be kept out of it. Religion should be kept out of it. Regions should be kept out of it. It's a Kisan movement, and we must keep it that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Manish Raj, I know him very well, and the person who tried to help our party in India, he is a doctor specialist, and he quit himself from here. Then he tried to help India very big way, and later on he have to come back. You know what is happening in India, corruption or money collection. So anyway, he will tell few minutes about himself. Please go ahead. I know you very well.
Thank you, Gary Saab, and esteemed gentlemen. And I think Kamini is not here. I am from Chicago, and I heard about Dr. Praveen Sehal a lot from Kamlesh ji. So welcome here. Basically, as you guys are, I'm also an activist, and he told me, Gary Saab told me about my contribution to Aam Aadmi Party. Nothing big. But the point is that after that, I made a movie, web series, 7 episodes. Its name is Transparency Pardarshita. Please watch it at Amazon Prime. It's free to watch. It just recently came about 3 weeks back. Transparency Pardarshita, web series. It's on Amazon Prime. And in India, it's free to watch at MX Player. So it's a very eloquent story about what was going inside. Coming to this, I'm a neonatologist, but I'm very passionate about socio-political issues. And I come from Haryana, Punjab. I've lived in Haryana a lot, Punjab also. So I've traveled in Punjab also. 2017, I was there for 3 months. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Harpajan Savra, I can introduce him, and you are. But let me introduce him. He is called Okra King, and he's a master in economics, and he's also worried about India also all the time. We have to bring a lot of things change. He's very actively involved in that. Okay, go ahead and do that. Harpajan, tell yourself something.
As Mr. Gary have told most of it, but I can tell. I'm a farmer here in USA, and I'm a trader too. So whatever Modi is doing there, I'm already in it. I'm producer and I'm selling my products myself. And I was a farmer in India, and even over there in India, I was doing the same thing. After I finished my study, I started working as a farmer and farming business and trading. Right after I finished my studies. But the problem over there is that now everybody is not up to that capability. We have to come to the level of average people, how they will react to this. Can they afford it? So we will talk about those issues today.
Okay, everything good.
Professor Keshav Patel, maybe you can give a little bit of introduction.
And Professor Patel, I'm a retired principal of Science College, Gujarat. My students used to be number 1 in the USA all the time. Every year, gold medalist in the university. exam. Something wrong.
Mhm.
And I came here. Okay. I was also sitting here, and I was also former president or vice president of the Hindu University of America in Orlando, and international trustee of this Hindu Parishad Bharat. But right now I am a president of this Hindu Parishad of America, Los Angeles chapter, as well as founder and president of Indian American Community of Southern California, and with so many social and social activities rather. I will give you one example. Just at the time of Kedarnath,
So can I take the liberty of giving my opinion on this issue?
Go
Because
ahead, please.
I
Go
am
ahead.
on
Go
board
ahead. Go ahead.
also. And I mean, you guys are very learned, and I am definitely, I'm thinking that I will learn something on this issue, learn from your perspective also. I am basically, this is a purely economic issue. I come from Haryana, as I said, I come from Punjab also. And agriculture is definitely one of the backbones of Indian economy as well as industry. And we are thankful to the farmers, they produce. Green Revolution started in 1965. So I am looking at this not from political point of view, doesn't matter. It's not about Haryana, Punjab or non-Haryana, Punjab. The point is that, and I am pro-market, and I believe when we come to the United States, we reap the fruit of free markets here. Capitalism, what we call. In India, we are still kind of, stuck up in socialistic mindset. We grow up thinking that the government is our Maibap. But as the dictum goes, जहाँ का राजा व्यापारी, वहाँ की प्रजा भिखारी. It's not the fault of किसान. किसानों को जिस चीज के लिए इंसेंटिवाइज किया गया वो वही बोएंगे. उनको वहां पे आपको जब आपने एमएसपी दे दिया उनको, हरियाणा, पंजाब और वेस्टर्न यूपी के किसानों को, when we gave them the MSP कि आप आइए 1900 में आपका ये अनाज बिकेगा, फसल की कीमत मिलेगी आपको MSP. So over the years, what has happened? इन्होंने 1965 में these farmers brought green revolution. But today what they are producing is being eaten by the rat. India doesn't need that much surplus. India does not need that much. 2 या 3 गुना FCI में खाना वो पड़ा है, अनाज पड़ा है, अनाज and paddy. India doesn't need, the world doesn't need it. So think about it. But किसानों की primarily गलती नहीं, it's all about policies. And that also no political policies. Economic policy. It's all about economy. The point is that कि FCI में जो आज खाद्यान्न पड़े हैं, राइस एंड व्हीट, वो या तो स्टील के या थेफ्ट होती है उसकी, या वो चूहे खाते हैं. पीडीएस उसको पीडीएस भेजते हैं, पीडीएस में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करती है गवर्नमेंट, नो डाउट. बट किसानों को क्योंकि इंसेंटिवाइज किया हो गया. आज मैं हॉस्पिटल में क्यों काम करता हूँ? बिकॉज दे आर गिविंग मी गुड मनी. आज मुझे कम पैसा देने लग जाएंगे, मैं आप दूसरे तलाश करूंगा. So it's not my fault that I go and work in the hospital. Similarly, the farmers have been incentivized that way. कि आप बस आपको इसका पैसा मिलेगा, जबकि अपने देश में 70% एक्सपोर्ट जो तेल का वो बाहर से आता है. हरियाणा, पंजाब में भी तेल, तिलहन और दलहन उगाई जा सकती है, बट क्योंकि मंडी का आड़ती उसको ये बताता है कि भैया जी आप ये उगाइए, क्योंकि एफसीआई बस ये एफसीआई खरीदेगी यही आपसे. तो इसमें जो सबसे ये प्रोटेस्ट भी जो है, these protests are not farmers वहां फ्रंट पे हैं, but this is being backed by जो आर्थी हैं और जो अनाज के मंडी के जो लाला लोग हैं, जो अल्टीमेटली पॉलिटिकल पैट्रोनेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं. एक गरीब आदमी पॉलिटिशियंस को पैट्रोनेज नहीं देता. Rich people only provide patronage to the politics. It's a nexus also here. In my humble opinion, as I said, I come from that area only. I understand this little bit. I am not an agriculture expert, but I can try to understand from economic point of view. गुरचरण दास जी, उनका ये आर्टिकल है, देखिए, don't kill second revolution. I devoted my time to understand all this. It's not about farmers. जिस अन्नदाता ने हमें पहला ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन दिया, आज उनकी मेहनत बेकार जा रही है, क्योंकि वहां पे पैडी एंड व्हीट उगाए जा रहे हैं उनको. तो वो वहां से उनको दे हैव टू बी वीन्ड ऑफ. एमएसपी हैज टू गो अवे. मार्केट की डिमांड एंड सप्लाई पे ही चलनी चाहिए इकोनॉमी. लॉन्ग टर्म में इट विल हर्ट अवर. And this is socialist mindset also. दैट यू नो कि गवर्नमेंट खरीद लेगी, बस आप उगा दो। तो किसान कहता ठीक है, जब गवर्नमेंट मुझे पैसे देना ही है तो उनके पास कोई इंसेंटिव नहीं है उसको वहां से विन ऑफ करने का। दूसरा क्या कि जो किसान ये सोचता, सेकंड पॉइंट, कि उसको लगता है कि उसका, क्योंकि वहां पे इंडिया में जो 80% फार्मर्स है उसके पास 1 या 2 हेक्टेयर जमीन है, दैट्स इट। उनको लगता है कि अगर प्राइवेट मार्केट आ गई तो उनका वो सब हो जाएगा। आप अमूल क्रांति को देखिए, क्या दूध वालों का बिजनेस खत्म हो गया? दूध भी तो लोगों के पास 1 या 2 भैंसें होती है, सबके पास 25-25 भैंसें नहीं होती, ये काउज नहीं होती। दे क्रिएटेड कॉपरेटिव्स एंड देन दे वर एबल टू सस्टेन। सो इन माय ओपिनियन इसमें काफी मिसगिविंग्स भी है, किसान को यहाँ पे बहलाया भी गया है, एंड उनकी रेस्ट, उनको ये भी लगता है कि एमएसपी के जाने से उनकी सीधी, क्योंकि उनको सीधा दिखता है कि आई मीन their future would be bleak, but in my opinion it won't be bleak. And every transition takes time. Every transition has its beginning problems and teething problems.
So I have a Harbhajan Samra. Can you give me answer, please? You are a farmer. You know what is happening in US and India. Can you please, Harbhajan?
Yes, I just listened to the previous speaker, and the thing is that he's right to his way, but we need to see what kind of infrastructure we have over there. The farmers, you cannot change them overnight. You cannot give them a shock that here MSP is over. You have to bring them up. You have to prepare them. Before they passed this law, they didn't do any homework.
Yes.
They underestimated the farmers.
I agree with you on this one.
Yes. So they have been telling that farmers are illiterate. Farmers cannot get organized, and they are even talking about the economy of the farmers. It's a very cheap thing to say that farmers are rich and they are having new cell phones. So new cell phones is the need of the time. If farmers are so behind, they cannot afford the latest modes of communication. Are we going to be happy? Where we will be taking our economy? On the other hand, MSP is for the small farmers, basically, to protect them. Because we have been raised in small, medium-class families, where our parents don't have the headache to market the product. They were only growing, and they were protected with that. But now the time have changed. The fault again goes on the government. They never changed the situation. They never created new guidelines to what they are importing from rest of the countries. We should produce in India. We have a big land now. In 1965 or before that, situation was totally bad. People was totally different. People don't know what to grow. Again, there were guidelines. If there was guidelines for paddy and for the wheat, then there should have been guidelines for growing almonds, growing grapes like we do, raising grapes in USA. They need to find different areas for different products, and they promote those commodities over there and give the MSP to different items and different areas where they suit to the climate and to the people where they can grow that. And government did not do that part. All of a sudden, they are going to take off MSP without consulting the farm organization and all that. And this is the result of that we are facing today. And farmers happen to be the biggest leaders in this time of the age, where we are.
Harbhajan, I come back again to you. Okay, Kamini Khare, you want to say something, Kamini?
I just want to make one point.
Okay,
one
sure.
point.
Okay.
Just one point on Harbhajan ji ने बिल्कुल ठीक बोला है.
Okay.
See, reforms are always difficult. रिफॉर्म्स के लिए बहुत पहले तैयारी करनी चाहिए ना. जैसे आज कोई खड़ा हो जाता है, कहता है मैं चावल आपको 1 रुपए किलो दूंगा, लोग उसको भर भर के वोट देंगे, बिकॉज पॉपुलिस्ट एजेंडा इज इजी टू सेल. Reforms are always difficult to sell. So adequate preparation has to be done. Over the time, Modi government should have done this, ki theek hai, this will be, and there should be a transition period also. So yes, even Modi government, in my opinion, has been taken aback. They were not kind of expecting this kind of protest. But
they have done it totally wrong way. It might be a right decision, but it has been done wrong way. It has not been advertised to the public, and it has been brought at wrong time when there is COVID fear in the minds of people. And
totally agree with you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable Bachchan, totally agree with you on this.
Okay,
Totally agree with you.
Dr. Syal is
Gary,
coming up.
can I come in, please?
Okay,
Where
go
is-
ahead, Dr. Syal. Let me please, Dr. Syal.
There are two basic issues which we have. I think both Munish and Samra Saab are right. The Indian government has been at fault. They rushed this bill through without consultation with the farmers, without consultation with the opposition. And I don't know what they were trying to achieve, but they went about it the wrong way. However, the farmers' issues are legitimate. The MSP is a legitimate issue. The fear of big corporations taking over is a legitimate issue. But in Gujarat, we had the Amul and the milk situation many years ago, and the cooperatives were formed over there, and the small farmers benefited as well. The same kind of thing needs to happen with farmers all over the country, where they can form cooperatives and they grow the crops which are okay for those areas, and the market can be there.
Okay.
But the second issue is the protest. Unfortunately, the protest which is happening as we see today has been hijacked.
Yes.
The farmers' protest has been hijacked by the urban Naxals. It has been hijacked by the communists. It has been hijacked by the Khalistani lobby. It has been hijacked by the ISI agents. It has been hijacked by the Congress Party, which is nothing but they want to.
Amrik Sidhu, can you give me answer?
So they want
Amrik Sidhu, please.
let me say my word, and then
Go ahead.
This is in my opinion, the farmers are not being served by all these political elements. This is not a religious issue. This is not a political issue. This is an economic issue and a very, very important issue for the small Kisan. The Kisan, the farmer, is the backbone of India, and we cannot disregard them. They have to be absolutely taken care of. The government of India must talk with them. They have to find a solution. They went about it the wrong way, and they have to redress it. But the protest as it is happening today has been hijacked. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Dursali, please.
Yeah.
Dr. Dursali.
Yeah, I appreciate what Dr. Sahal said. What he said is 100% right. Amul in Gujarat has been outstanding success. Everybody knows it. Now the present government is people-friendly government. A prime minister is comes from the most humble background. He is a poor man. He knows he used to go from house to house for eating food every day. He knows the pain of the farmers. Yes, the laws came without discussing properly. Now they have already had 7 rounds of talks with these farmer leaders, 7 times. 2 days ago, they came with Gazette, all government notification confirming MSP. They said it will not go. We guarantee we do that. That's what they said. Haryana farmers went and they said they will be standing by the government. As Dr. Sahal said, the farmers movement has been hijacked by all the people who just want to bring down the government, all the anti-nationals. It should not become religious. It should not lead to these problems.
Okay.
So government has already come. They have already listed A, B, C, D, E like that. They said we are going to give in writing guarantees. They have already said Ambani, Adani will not take your properties. We guarantee that. We will use them to give the storages complete so that your whatever crop you cultivate, get it, it will never get wasted. And let us know, Punjab produces 40% of the food for India. But now India has changed. 60% of food is coming from outside Punjab. Now, thank God, rivers everywhere South India is producing. India is exporting food. Last week, China bought rice from India. Okay? So India has totally changed. And this Prime Minister, this government is willing to go, sit with the farmers. They will come with the peace. 100% they are going to sit with them. Somebody said India is democracy. Somebody talked about democracy. Totally nonsense. See, Punjab is ruled by opposition party. Rajasthan ruled by opposition party, Andhra Pradesh opposition party, West Bengal opposition party. All these democracy in full swing. Not so. There's a good prime minister, good leadership. He will sit with them 24 hours day, and he will
Okay,
come to conclusion. They will
Dr. Saleh,
solve it within few days. I'm 100% sure. Let
Dr.
us do that.
Saleh,
Thank you.
Dr. Saleh, I'm coming back. Okay, Kamini, you can give an answer, I think. Go ahead, please. Kamini.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead. Kamini.
you know, it's very nice to hear all the side. I just lived in India for 6 months, 7 months. And if you want to talk about the free market, when you want to talk about free market, the government should not interfere anywhere, whether one party or other party. When our farmers are not as financially strong, and the other party is so much strong, the farmer will not get all the benefit. And the same farmer voted for Prime Minister Modi ji. At that time, he said, our public is so smart, they know everything who is right. But when the farmers are opposing the Prime Minister, they are saying anti-national. If I don't like Prime Minister's economic policies, I'm not anti-national. So if anybody, any person who is stamping other people, oh, because you are opposing Modi ji, so your anti-national elements are in the crowd. I don't agree with that. Please do not stamp anybody that they are anti-national. I'm as much as nationalist as anybody else. If Modi ji when Modi ji was running on 2014, I was the one who wrote the beautiful line for him, and I will read to you that when. भारत की पंचायत में मोदी को सरपंच बनाओ, जाति पाति के बंधन में बंधी हुई भारत माता को आजाद कराओ. And I wanted a change. I wanted a new person lead the country. But in last 7 years, his policies are focusing one group of people, not focusing all the India. And I want to see my Prime Minister, उसकी आंखें भारत को देखें, उसका दिल भारत के लिए धड़के, उसके मुंह से जो भी निकले वो भारत के हर व्यक्ति के लिए अच्छा हो. अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर की पॉलिसीज एक वर्ग के लिए होंगी तो आई एम गोइंग टू स्पीक आउट. थैंक यू.
Dr. Pishora Singh.
Yes.
I agree with the Parni Sialji that the poor Kisan movement has been hijacked, but it is not hijacked by Pakistanis or ISI or Khalistanis or whoever. It has been hijacked by their own government, the Indian government, who has made two mistakes. They are making a double mistake. One was, which they have admitted now. Everybody knows that. And they admit that they have made a mistake, that they did not consult the people for whom they want to do good. And number two, they are now refusing to proceed with the dialogue after this. So it is not before they made the mistake, they are making a double mistake. And I tell you why, where this deadlock is. And I want to just quote Honorable Prime Minister Modi, and I will read it. I just wrote a paragraph here. Democracy has always been medium to resolve differences. Quoting Guru Nanak at new parliament function, Prime Minister Modi pointedly citing the teachings of Guru Nanak, "Jab lag duniya rahiye, Nanak kuch suniye, kuch kahiye." That said that jab tak sansar rahe, tab tak samvad chalta rahe. रहना चाहिए. So long as the universe exists, dialogue must go on. So what the protesters are saying, they are saying is that the Honorable Prime Minister Modi team only tells and repeatedly keep telling same thing over and over. And doesn't care to listen or acknowledge what protesters have repeatedly said for weeks, and that is please take back all these three undemocratically and unconstitutionally passed laws thrusted upon them, which they never asked for and never needed in this shape and form. And number two, Modi ji also tried to change the narrative or the order established by Guru Nanak 500 years ago when he said, Uttam Kheti, Madham Vyapar, Nikhid Chakri, and Peek Dwar. When the Modi government plucked Uttam Kheti from the essential commodity and lumped it under Madham Vyapar, the trade and commerce, which farmers don't normally do. They don't prefer to do it. They are not traders. They are not commerce people. They just need a local market, near market, where whatever they produce. I have been raised by a small farmer, and I graduated from Khalsa College, Amritsar. I did my BSc in agriculture, and I used to go with him in the market. And we could only go, the poor farmer can only go 5-6 kilometers or 10 kilometers, no more than that. And in fact, many times the people would come and buy a thing from his field, these little, you call these arthias. And he was very grateful for that. So they are making a double mistake, and they are accusing, blaming the farmer for this deadlock. And the deadlock is because they are saying that, those laws which you have unconstitutionally, untimely, and ill-made in the first place, and now you are saying the same thing again and again. Oh, these are the good laws, these are the best laws, and are not listening to what we are saying. So it is not a Guru Nanak's thing which he quoted, kuch suniye, kuch kahiye. He is just kahiye, but not suniye.
Dr. Syal.
Unfortunately, the points which have been raised are very, very cogent. I disagree with Dillo Saab when he says that it's the government which has hijacked it. That's not true. There are slogans, there are flags of Khalistan which are at this protest. There are Modi Marja, Ye, Wo, etc. Khalistan Zindabad. All these slogans are there. So let's not get there. There are two issues you have to follow. For another one on. Let me get my thoughts. There are two mafias which are going on in India. In the north of India, there is a mafia for the wheat, which is run by the Badal family. And in Maharashtra, there is the sugar mafia, which was run by Sharad Pawar.
Very good.
These are
Very good.
very strong lobbies who are going to lose millions and crores of rupees, and they are behind these protests as well.
There you are.
The farmers,
That is correct.
the farmers are being
Hold it, please.
The farmers are being snookered, and that's the tragedy of the whole thing. They're screwed by the government as well as by these mafias who are at the forefront of these protests. The farmers are being screwed, unfortunately, and a way has to be found out for that. Let us not, I think Dr. Raizada wants to say something.
Okay, Dr.
No,
Raizada, go
Dr.
ahead.
Syal, I appreciate what you just said. It is so beautifully, eloquently said by you. See, let us, and I'm not again into going into this, superficiality of this, like of these kind of political angles. I'm simply talking from purely economic point of view. Adam Smith ने बोला था कि सुबह 4 बजे जो ब्रेड वाला भी आपको ब्रेड सप्लाई करता है घर में सुबह 4 बजे, वो क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि उसको एक इंसेंटिव है उसके पीछे. थिंक अबाउट इट. किसान को आज आप दीजिए, इंसेंटिवाइज कीजिए कि पंजाब के हरियाणा किसान को बोलिए आप तिलहन लगाइए, 3800 रुपए मिलेंगे आपको. अभी तो 1975 मिलता है, आपको 3800 देंगे. आप सरसों उगाइए, वो करेगा, उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. किसान को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट इंसेंटिव्स एंड रॉन्ग पॉलिसीज. एंड वैसे भी इन फ्री मार्केट कॉन्सेप्ट एवरीथिंग शुड डिपेंड अपॉन सप्लाई एंड डिमांड. टीथिंग प्रॉब्लम्स गवर्नमेंट का काम है, उनको स्मूथन करना, उनको कॉन्फिडेंस में लेना. दिस इज गवर्नमेंट जॉब. बट अल्टीमेटली दिस विल गो इन फार्मर्स फेवर. एमएसपी सिर्फ 6% किसान पूरे देश में. एमएसपी जस्ट फॉर 6% फार्मर्स. आप एपीएमसी जो मंडी जो दलाली और कमीशंस एंड लेवीज का टैक्सेस का अखाड़ा बना हुआ है मंडीज, वहां पे वो पैसे इकट्ठे करते हैं आड़ती है, वो पॉलिटिकल पैटर्नेज देते हैं. जैसे बादल का आपने बोला, शरद पवार का दिया. Who is feeding them? Who is feeding political family? So just one point. Who is feeding them? These rich people. So this is a nexus. We have to understand this. Secondly, इसमें ये point है कि जब इसको आप स्मूथन करेंगे, जब फैसिलिटेट करेंगे तो हो जाएगा उसमें. एमएसपी वैसे भी गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट doing away with MSP right away. It is taking its own time. But unfortunately, this has been hijacked, as Dr. Sayal rightly said in the beginning, it has been, and frankly speaking, majority of the people are also not able to get into these details of, the whole economic point of view. It's difficult.
Who is going to Dr. Love? You want to?
Can I
No,
say?
let's Professor say something. He's been
Okay.
raising his hand.
Okay, Professor. go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And Sat Sri Akal.
Short
And,
rakhna, Sat Sri Akal, fine, thank you.
Sat Sri Akal ji. It's a
short,
very
short.
good debate. And I am sure that here we are going to think about the problem act. This, it is said that government has not asked the farmers. Government is not going to ask every person, but they have got so many questions and complaints about the Sharad Pawar like that and other mafia people, as narrated earlier. That's the right thing they have told. And now you take only one example. Amul, when we search, so many people has a doubt about it. But you see how much successful it is that a person, even a widow, has one cow or one buffalo at home. She has not to go to sell that milk to anyone, but giving to the cooperative bank and getting a right and a proper price. Otherwise, I give you my own example. I'm also from the village. I had also 2 buffaloes, and I lost my parents. We were orphaned like that. So people were cheating us. They were taking double quantity of the milk and giving half of the money. This was the cheating at the time. I have suffered. And same way, the things happen in the villages. If this process is not there, then what? There are some people in the village who are bargaining with the farmer and getting the things at cheaper rate, and they are selling at the higher price, and they are getting a lot of money. So this thing is miserable, and that is what happened. And also, Narendra Modi is a person who never do anything without knowing the things properly. I may give you one example. A team of farmers from Surendranagar went Gandhinagar to meet and get some incentive from the government. Then whatever then Narendra Bhai asked them, okay, what crops and how you are producing. They told. And then he suggested some new things, and they were so much impressed. Oh my goodness, this is a chief minister. Yeah, we are farmer and we are not doing this much. What he knows, this is the thing, sir. So I suggested government that it is now proved that Kisan is a Jagat Tata. He is the father of the country. He is the father of the world.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kamini, go ahead, Kamini. Kamini.
Gariji, I would like to say a few words.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. If this law is so good, if law is so good, so do you think the tens of lakhs of people are wrong? Are they against Modi ji? If you giving me the gold, why I would not accept it? So people who are talking about the law, I would like them to read the law. Whatever 40, 60 pages law, they just rush to the parliament to pass it. So I don't think so. My farmers are brainless. If Modi ji is giving them the gold plate, they say, no, I don't want it. I don't think so. Farmer knows what the agriculture is. Farmer knows what the future will hold with this law. That's what they are against. And then if Modi ji has such a good law, why they were not able to convince so many people? And finally, they are saying, okay, I'm going to change 80% law. And the farmer saying, if 80% law is wrong, I will want you to repeal the law and let me write the agriculture law. And then government can debate it. You can hire the expert. They can see the whole bill and you can make any modification and let the opposition also debate that.
Waste the
You
time.
cannot just have the bill and pass it on, and then now you say it is the best law we are giving you.
Kamini ji, mostly
Okay.
I know they have already told that 8 or 9 whatever amendments they are, they said, okay, we want to fix these things. Right now, Kisan, maybe if they do 6 months before, maybe they will agree with 1 or 2, that's all. They can amendment there. Right now, they say, if that's 8 or 9 agree on that, mostly why you need to keep this, whole the 3 laws on that? You have to be change it to be scrap up. Now question comes, how you agree that should be scrapped or maybe just amendment? This is the only issue now. Amendment or scrap it?
I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
Every one of us has built-in biases. We speak from those. So respecting everybody's opinion,
Yeah.
I understand everybody has a bias. So I may have a bias. So what I'm saying right now, I try to simply remove all those and try to speak from the actual look at the farmer bills. First of all, the name given is misleading. It's misleading because it's a commerce and trade
Go
bill.
back to
which,
2 minutes. Message by Jesse because he was a speaker.
Oh,
And then
can
I
you,
cannot go
can
back.
you put on mute?
But I can hear it.
Okay, okay. So the bill itself is
Zoom to the
misleading
speaker.
because it's not for farmers, it's for the trade and commerce, which Krishi Minister has already agreed.
Yeah, man,
So, the agriculture bills are supposed to be produced by the state. So it's unconstitutional and it's misleading. And the way it's been brought in as a adyadesh, as an ordinance, you bring ordinance when there's an emergency. This has been on the papers for so long. Why do you bring it as an ordinance in the time of Corona, and you can bring it in later when the parliament is in session? And they have quickly, they try to get through everything quickly, emergency system in an emergency way, so that people don't get the hang of the knowledge of it, and they can put it through faster. On the other hand, there is not even a single farmer they can claim we have consulted for the what they're calling. They're saying it's benefit of the farmers, but it's the benefit of the commerce, which minister already agreed. So this whole bill is to take away the independence of the farmer and give the whole control to the corporate sector, to the monopoly. This hoarding bill, anti-hoarding bill, which people could not hoard the essential commodities. Now it's total freedom. A corporate can hoard as much as wheat or rice, and they can wait for the prices to go up. There is no, you understand, everybody's talking about there is amendments. A bill has to be scrapped because amendments are the policies which can be changed any time later. So people have no trust now with the government who brought the law in a sneaky way. How can you trust them for making the amendments and keeping those promises? So I want to ask the questions that how do you say it's benefit the farmers when the whole benefit is based on the removing the independence of the farmer and giving the control to the corporate houses with removing the control on the essential products? They can hold any one of that. And on the top of it, the most important thing is, if a farmer has a disagreement in the contract, they have removed their access to the court. They have given the DSP, which is the administrative control. And those are appointed by the same government which the farmer will be fighting against. So this will be arbitration process, which all over America, all over the world, people are fighting against the arbitration process. Arbitration is between the equal parties, but this big corporate and the small farmer, how can they arbitrate? And you are putting the farmer at a total disadvantage. You're making them the slave by telling them what to sow in their land, and they cannot sell, they cannot even hoard it for their own use. And this corporation can do everything. And they have removed the tax which the Mandi people were paying, and you're losing the corporate. And they have given them this total freedom to do whatever they want, So this is actually, there's nothing to do with farmers. It's a one-sided bill giving full power to the corporate houses.
Dr. Syal.
That's all. Thank you.
Dr.
No.
Syal? Dr.
Yes,
Syal,
I think Baljinder Saab, you
Can I
have.
answer, please?
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. My
Dr.
point
Syal.
is that,
Dr.
sir,
Syal, please, hold it, Mr. Syal, Dr. Syal. He's waiting for that, Dr. Syal.
The very, very important issues have been raised by Baljinder Saab. Absolutely, this bill was rushed through without any consultation, and the government has to make changes to it. However, the mandi system has not been gotten rid of. There are certain factors, people are being misled, the farmers are being misled as well. We as NRIs, I think, it's good for us to debate this issue and we can, get our opinions aired. I think there are two things which we should have. One thing, if this forum or if this group, we can draw up a resolution and send it to the government that we as NRIs feel that these are the shortcomings of the bill and the farmers' issue should be addressed, number one. Number two, we should not encourage protests in this country, and I know that they are taking place everywhere, but they are going off the slant again. As I said, they are not saying protect the farmers. They are saying death to Modi. That is not the answer.
Those are not the farmers. Those are the fringe people.
I know that. I understand. They are not farmers.
They are the fringe people.
You are absolutely right. They are not farmers. So we support the farmers, the small farmers and everybody. You are very, very right, Baljinder Saab. This is more of
and they're very
farmers issue.
They're very disciplined now.
There are shortcomings and there are shortcomings which have to be addressed. And we as NRIs, we have to get this word to the government of India. That this is not the way to do it. If the bill to be passed, it has to go through all the hearings, all the committees in the House. Everybody has to air their opinions, and then the bill has to be drafted. You do not bring it about like an ordinance. I agree with you. This was wrong and it was wrong. That's why I said the farmers been screwed by the mafias as well as the government.
You're right, Dr. Syal.
By everybody. All the best.
Dr. Syal, I'm very happy. You said you are trying to help farmers, but it should be proper way. We should be convinced. God help you. Dr. Garsali, you favor Kisans or not? 100% or 10%, 20%? Dr. Garsali.
Yes, no, I am 100% with the farmers.
Okay,
But the thing is, last 3 days, the ministers are making statement. Press statement have come. They have given copies to the farmers. They have made a lot of changes. As Dr. Sayal said, they should come up, and many farmers associations have agreed with the government changes. Haryana government, Haryana farmers have already agreed. They suggested, as he said, the title should go and all that. And now they have said farmers can sell to anybody. They can sell to Mandi, they can sell to export, they can sell to anybody. They can keep the money. The middlemen, all these middlemen who are making a lot of money, they said they want to cut down. They want to see the farmer gets the maximum amount of money they produce. What they said, if the corporation is coming, they are going to help the farmers by storage and other areas. That is what they're going to do. They are not going to take away the land of the farmers. That's what they clearly said. We will make sure no corporate takes the land of the farmer.
They don't take the land, but that will be the effect of the law. I can prove to you how they will take the land.
Yes, let us
I can tell the independent body which is buying the product, they can squeeze the farmer to so low prices. They can buy half and say, hey, your quality of the wheat is not good. We cannot buy all of it. You see, they can squeeze the farmer.
Okay, sure. Okay, Kamini, please.
Yeah.
It is not a
I
one person to
hear
make a
everything.
judgment.
Everybody has their own point. That's a good point. And time is very critical. And so many negativity is coming from all over the world. If everybody has to move forward, I think the bill should be taken, completely repeal it, and sit down with the farmers and experts and all the parties, head people, rewrite the bill which and people can vote in their own conscience. They're really voting that is the best for the farmers. Because it's
Thank you.
not that no, I'm going to change things, change going back and forth. Now the Kisan has been come as such a place. They now going to back out in is I think is the way I see it. So things are critical. It's up to the government to make it peace and say, okay, we repeal the bill and come on 20 people from the farmers group, come on 20 people from the opposition, have 10 or 15 experts on the agriculture field and the government and rewrite the bill and everybody can debate it on open in parliament and everybody should be allowed to vote in their conscience that yes, I voted for this bill because that is good for my farmer. And I think agriculture is only one sector in the India that says self-sufficient. Our country is self-sufficient in food. And I salute all my farmers. All the credit goes to them. When you are saying that we want to abolish the middleman, let me say the Kisan likes that middleman because those are their village people. They're getting a job also. I don't want the government to be play as a middle person with the Kisan and the industrialist.
Okay, Amrit Sidhu ji, I know that you are saying something. Amrit.
That's okay. Thank you very much. I want to thank you all for your opinions. I mean, we only express how we feel. What I want to do is take you back. In 1965, India needed food. 65, the Green Revolution was brought in by the farmer. Farmers were asked to deliver, and they did. And all of a sudden now that we are sufficient, say the hell with you? No, I don't think so. Farmers have been producing the food for India, and now they are self-sufficient.
Yes.
That's the thank you they get.
Yes, yes.
That's the thanks they get after making India self-sufficient in food. And at the same time, I have heard some people that Haryana is ruled by some party, and Punjab is ruled by another party, and Rajasthan is ruled by another party. What is this rule thing? They're no rulers. They are servants of the people. We have to change our psyche. Now, what I also want to say here is the farmers didn't start this protest. No, the government did. What was there a need to bring this? Well, why? Why did they bring this bill? Farmers didn't want it. Nobody wanted it. Now they want to take it back. Why did they bring it in the first place? Now that they made a mistake, they want to remove 80%, and they say they keep the 20%. Why are they so interested in keeping the 20%? What I say is, if they go to the farmers now and say, okay, this bill is repealed, we want you to grow this kind of crop now, we will incentivize. Farmers will do that too. They will come through. They will give India what it needs, rather than blaming it, rather than naming it Khalistan or any other movement. Farmers are not that. Farmers are just workers. They are not business people. They will deliver. If the Modi government is seriously interested in the welfare of India, don't take away the backbone of India. Don't kill it.
Thank you.
Support it.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
It will not happen at all.
Yeah.
Dr. Syal.
Amrik Saab, just to say to you, the farmers are honest, the farmers have issues. My making the comment about Khalistan and all that is about the protests which are taking place in India.
Why is the protest there in the first place?
They have hijacked this movement.
Why did the protest start?
Nobody can speak at the protesters' table. They have made sure they are very disciplined. They make sure that
very peaceful.
No politician is coming there.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No politician, but some other.
They have kept the politicians out. They have even kept the entertainment industry out. They said we are not going to be hijacked by any political, religious, or a regional party. We are farmers. We want to negotiate directly with the government. If the government's bill was so good, why do away with the 80% of it?
There are
No,
20.
no,
That's
no,
a good bill. Do away with
Yeah,
80%
go ahead.
of it.
Dr.
Come on.
Rijala,
Wherever
please.
it is necessary,
Dr.
they
Rijala,
will
please
make
hold it.
the
Yeah,
correction.
save time.
सर मैं सिर्फ एक पॉइंट कहना चाहता हूँ
हाँ, बोलिए.
कि yeah, first of all, my submission point is very small, brief, and then after that I will have to leave because I was
Yeah,
expecting
we
that
we
this will
have
be
to
full
wrap
of
up soon, very soon now, please.
जी बस मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि देखिए incentivity, it's all about incentivization. Modi government should have, because this is a reform. Reforms are not easy to implement. Government hasn't come out of a sudden, but they have not been able to sell the idea, sell the reform properly. They should have created a dialogue about this properly, and then they should have also facilitated the transition. Otherwise, what is happening in Punjab and Haryana, आप सब लोग जानते हैं क्योंकि आप लोग भी वहीं से belong करते हैं. Water guzzling paddy. It's not Assam. Punjab is not Assam कि बारिश वहाँ ज़्यादा नहीं होती. Water guzzling, water tables have gone down over the years. किसानों की गलती नहीं है, किसानों को जो इंसेंटिवाइज किया कि वैसा वो किए जा रहे हैं. इसके अलावा वीट का भी वही है, वीट का भी वही कहानी है. वीट के सरप्लसेस भरे पड़े हैं अपने भंडारों में. The farmer is producing something which India doesn't even need. इसमें किसान की गलती नहीं है. But it's all about economic principle because I have given my submission right in the beginning. So I won't repeat because it will be just repetition to my point. Yeah.
With the due respect, the free market has failed, and even in United States, even with the controls and checkbacks, free market even failed in United States. Remember, in 2008, the capitalism failed. So America is being copied by India with no controls. There's no controls on the corporate sector. They're exploiting everything. They are exploiting to the there is the gap between the poor and the rich is becoming so bad, and this
Getting larger.
Getting larger.
Yes.
And what is the Adani planning is they're selling the electricity to Punjab, and they want to export Punjab wheat to Middle East. They have the contracts with Middle East because Middle East cannot buy wheat from America. They have to buy from India. Adani has the contract. So they want to manage, they want to take complete control of Punjab's agriculture, complete control. Farmer has no say. Farmer will be a worker on his own land. So they want to take complete control and monopoly to sell it to the Middle East or anywhere else. This is the gist of it. And farmers understand it. I am in touch with those people on the protest march. They talked to us. They said, Modi actually is sending infiltrators into our gathering. Every night they catch people who are trying to create trouble for the farmers. And this is going on. And they have a negative media going on full force to give the bad name to this protest. But good one is the farmers are very disciplined. There's no violence. All these slogans you're talking about is the slogan of Modi's voice. You are speaking, but Modi is spreading the rumors. So
no,
I'm not
spreading.
It is seen completely on the TV, and media are showing correctly, and it is from the mob. Even while the longer time also we can see all these things.
It's a mob. It's a mob. Yeah, the people come from outside. People come from outside.
So they should not be allowed to come there. They should not be allowed.
But how do you control the government?
That is the main thing. If you want to have any
moment, planted by the government.
One SHO was caught sending in the bad characters into the whole crowd, and they were caught, and they took them back to the SHO, and they admitted that they sent us in there. So the police itself is trying to spoil the whole show because he's been incentivized by the government.
Okay, gentlemen, we have only half minute, 1 minute each person. Peshawar ji, Dylan, please, 1 minute only, not more than that. Let me finish now, please.
I will start with that. We boast these two democracies, the largest democracies in the world, and it is so sad to see both of them in real trouble. Number two, the honorable, some of the members keep repeatedly saying it has been hijacked by this, that, and the other. Have they heard the Amit Shah ji saying that I have never said it has been hijacked by Khalistanis. I don't know who is saying it. So who are these people who are saying this? The Greh Mantri has already said that we don't blame this that these people have been hijacked. Number two, all these details we are bickering about the MSP and the subsidies and what have you. Each one clause by clause, point by point has been discussed by the learned leadership of the farmers. And they have unofficially said, Amit Shah ji has said, that you may, all these amendments we have already made, you can make so many other amendments, as many amendments as you want, but please don't ask us to take these laws
So,
back. So what is the point?
Thank you. Mr.
Gary-
Samra, please. Mr. Samra, your 1 minute, please.
Yeah, here we are here to discuss about whatever we guys can contribute to that. We can pacify the situation. You know, the way this situation developed, we have to go to it. Like when people were protesting in their states, the government should have come forward to give them the solution that time. Now protesters were not left with any choice just to go to Delhi, just to go, and because where the voice is heard. Now on the way, anybody can say about getting hijacked or blah, blah, blah. But on the other hand, who gave the chance to happen, let this type thing happen all the way? They should have listened it when people's claims were genuine. When their protests were genuine, they should not have gone to Delhi. They should have stayed in their states, and the whole thing should have been resolved there. But the government and political party, they underestimated the farmers. That was not right. That's what we are here now, where we are.
We
Thank you.
continue
Thank
to
you.
underestimate.
Mr. Patel, please. Patel. Kashyap Patel, please. Kashyap.
Yeah, yes. Now my point is that, sir, this government is completely in favor of farmers, and we are also looking for that. If anything goes wrong, we are not allowing the government to do anything wrong for the farmer. So we are there. Now, here it is very thing that the farmers are given freedom. They can sell their item, produce, either anybody he or she wants, or they can sell it to the corporate. And that is, so they are free.
Then Gursali, you are coming. Okay, Kamini.
Okay. I think we have for me right now, who is wrong, that's irrelevant right now because we are in such a stage. I think government should take a quick action to end this problem. And the problem will be end that the government say, okay, we will repeal this bill and let's sit down, let's form a new bill. In that way, they can have 20 people from the farmer group and some good experts and the government people and the opposition, so they all can see what the bill is. Because I don't believe it that this bill is so good and my farmers are so retarded and are seeing the goodness in this bill.
Thank you for all your suggestions. Let us not start hitting each other. So let us, as Dr. Sayal said, let us write down a beautiful request letter to Prime Minister's house, suggestion giving A, B, C, D, E, what needs to be done. We do not want any chaos, unrest and everything in the country. We want farmers to be happy. So whatever reasonable demands the farmers are this thing, we can tell. I can also tell Captain is a congressman. He doesn't like Modi. That's why he started it. I don't want to say that. He's a
No, not at all.
I salute him. So
No,
that's why
Captain
let us
did
not
not
attack
say
anyone.
say that.
Let us not attack that.
No,
That
that's
is
not
totally
correct.
uncalled for.
You are great,
That's
Dr.
not
Gursali.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, ji.
If
Dr.
you allow
Syal,
me,
please.
if you allow me, I will drop the letter. Everybody can read it.
All
Very
right.
good.
Dr. Syal, please. Dr. Syal.
Thank
Dr. Syal.
In conclusion, thank you so much for having this debate. I think we have had a heart-to-heart talk with each other. We as a community of NRIs in this country have to maintain unity within ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
And all points have been discussed, and I'm glad that everybody has been able to air their opinions. There are 27 states in India. Unfortunately, Many of the states are not protesting. Some of the farming states, mainly in the south, are accepting the bill. The northern states, which have been the breadbasket of India for decades, and obviously they are hurting more. The farmers have to be heard. Their points are very, very legitimate. An amicable solution has to be found, and we should draft, as Kamini and we all said, we should have a resolution from our group, and we should send it that we don't want this chaos. We want this to end amicably, and the farmers' issues must be addressed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Balsidu, please.
Thank you.
So my point is this: we have to suggest that let this bill be sustained for the 6 months, and let us discuss with the all farmer associations and find out the proper amendments.
Okay.
Gariwal
yes.
Sahab, can I make a suggestion for the next Zoom meeting? The idea.
Okay, be well.
The topic,
Balsidu,
the suggestion for the topic that these bills are, it's not only economic impact, it has a tremendous social impacts also, because that is going to be the end of the family farming been done in India for the last 5,000 years or so, probably. So there are tremendous social implications of this. Let us in the next meeting we discuss about that also.
Yeah,
it's not
sure.
only economic. It's not only economic. It is not about MSP alone.
It's a very good
Okay.
point.
Mr. Balsidu, please. Mr.
Yes,
Balsidu.
I think this was a good, as Dr. Shal said, heart-to-heart meeting. We discussed it, how we felt. So in the summary, I think I agree with Kamini that what we have generally agreed that we want to make sure that there's no harm done to the farmers. Whatever they want, we should, try to resolve it as soon as possible and send the letter. Yeah.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me close that. My mission was really, I'm happy that it's very successful.
Namaskar, everybody.
And I try to contact so many people. Some people are very scared to come in front there, but they talk too much. They should be having. I know that Kashyap Patel and Ragesh Gitsali, they have a guts to do it. If they are with us, we will be solve everything. Okay, Gitsali? Dr.
We
Gitsali,
try.
please.
We definitely
Thank
try
you.
to solve it.
Problem. Okay, my friend. Thank you very much.
Because
Okay,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Syal, everyone. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sat Sri Akal Ji.
Okay, bye.
Sat Sri Akal ji.
No, don't say bole sonia, no.
Bole
It's not successful.
So, Nihal. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Okay, God bless you.
Vaheguru.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, see you. Ji.
Ramaji, I have to see you
Waheguru.
once.
See you.
Vaheguru Sat Sri Akal.